Behind These Walls. So this was one where I was kind of dabbling in the house, and where you'd kind of open my mind to try different grooves, try different pockets of different avenues, like, you know, because normally if I send something over, it's normally got more of a kick to it, hasn't it? And this was one where I really wanted to take it back. So I sent over the basic structure on the chords. You instantly kind of loved it, and you could hear the lead hook line right at the beginning, couldn't you?
Yeah, straight away it was like, what, 4 chords? And
it's simple.
Like, I immediately had this idea of a lead part, and we were in practice when we I remember you talking to me about it, and I had the guitar, but obviously Dave and Shine are 10 times better guitarists than I'll ever be. But I was messing with that, and then I kind of did the riff, and I just gave it to Dave, and then he took over.
We were in a van somewhere, so that Ron must have sent it over or something. So we were going to a gig, because I always sit in the front of the van, and I could just hear you singing the riff to Dave in the back of the van.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
But the minute we did that, we kind of had a format then. We kind of saw where structurally the song was going to go. That became like the intro, but obviously we reverted back to it as a chorus. So immediately we had our hook, we had our chorus, and then like vocally, it's about, this is kind of personal. This is probably the one song on the record where, because this was a separate identity. This was going to be on a 4-track EP. This had nothing to do with Murder. No. It was only when we went and recorded with Mike Exeter, before we got signed to Uric. These 4 songs were going to be on an EP, but it was Uric that turned around and said, this needs to be on the record. So I had this whole concept for the EP, and it was totally different than Murder. But it's about like personal life, about that perception, about how you look at people, and how it all looks rosy and it's kind of not. Or you look at Mr. and Mrs. Jones across the road, they've got a nice big house, you know, nice cars, and you're looking at them thinking their life is rosy. But it's not, you know, you don't know what goes on behind these walls. So I could, you know, there was a lot of stuff coming out of me through that. But again, we've only done this live a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple of times when we get the longer sets.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hear the crowd, their reaction to it, because I think it's going to be another sort of killer chorus singing back to us, you know.
It definitely adds a different dynamic to a crow show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've got the belters, and then this one's going to sit really nice, and so almost sit back, and because I enjoy playing this one, I know Lloyd and Dave do as well, because it's got it's got a lot of feel to it. Can remember when we were jamming the middle 8, and it's frustrating, as you've touched on, I can't play guitar like yourself or Dave, so you're trying to sing like you do that to them sometimes, or you'll pick up the guitar and kind of play it. With me it's more trying to get that idea across, and I love that middle 8 where it goes all instrumental and you can kind of back away from it, and then all of a sudden then you can, everything else fades away and it's you.
With a little chance.
Yeah, it's just nice.
And that's why I think live is going to be great, because when I remember up in the studio when I got you boys to sing those parts, those chanty parts, I can't wait for the crowd to get all of that.
Yeah.
Because it's almost telling them where to sing as well, isn't it? You know.